Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Hi, everybody listening to The Thing Is. I'm Shannon. Thanks for coming back to join us.
Do you like ghosts and ghosts? Do you have fights and fights in? Do you have bad dates in? Do you like ghosts and ghosts in?
Oh, the thing is, oh, the thing is, oh, the thing is, oh.
Hey, guys. This is Shannon. You're listening to The Thing Is. Thanks for coming back to join us. That was a big one. That was a big ding.
That was a big ding.
Yeah.
Was that a new graphic?
No?
Okay.
What's new about it?
The graphic a little different at the end, but maybe it's just the kratom that I took before the episode.
I think that's what it is.
Wait, if we're talking about the intro, and I know I haven't been introduced yet, but did you see the all-star lineup that is in? I mean, talk about
Right?
some of the guests that have been on. I mean, I feel so honored after seeing those other esteemed guests.
Only the best here.
Mr. Daniel. Did you see Mr. Daniel?
Dude, I saw them all. I mean, I saw Mr. Gillis. I mean, I saw some serious heavy hitters. So I'm on a great show. So it's an honor to be here.
You're in good company.
Yes.
You belong here, Alex.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks for being here, man.
I am here, as always, with my hilarious co-host, comedian Mike Figs.
Happy to be here, Shanny.
And joining us, host of Primetime with Alex Stein, it is Alex Stein. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. And like I said, I'm in good company. And I said this yesterday. Yesterday was my first day at Gas Digital. This place is badass. Like, if you would just kind of see it on the podcast, you'd think that this would be more of a frat house. But it's the opposite. It's very nice, very clean. I mean, there are some crazy people inside of it, but it's just, it is really all, like the neighborhood, the Eastville. I mean, I don't want to dox the place. I'm sure people can figure it out, but it's just in a cool neighborhood. It's badass. I really am very impressed.
Thank you. Happy to hear that.
Bidets in both bathrooms?
I know. The bidet, though, kind of scared me. I think I accidentally turned it on. Yeah. It's funny that you bring up the bidet, Mikey, because I accidentally turned it on and I spilled water everywhere. Yeah. And yesterday, before the show, I was like, I was like, not in my.
Yeah.
I know, but no, I cleaned it because I didn't want them to think that I peed everywhere. I don't want Shannon to think, oh my God, Alex came in and just peed everywhere because I was messing with the buttons and it got water everywhere. So now, before we go on the podcast, I'm up there cleaning the toilets at Gas Digital so I don't look like I urinated all over the place. So, but yes, that is a nice add-on, but it did put me in a hot spot yesterday.
Well, thank you for being a human being, because I've seen some crazy stuff in the bathrooms here.
Somebody just blasted. The bathroom smells horrible right now, but it's fine.
Which one?
This one. Somebody fucking blasted.
That's not me. I would take credit for that.
No urine on the seats, but somebody did do.
What's worse, though? Okay, I don't want to start off being so gross, but what is worse? Like, the bad odor or coming in and it being all wet? Because if I'm being honest, I think the odor is less repulsive than it being all wet.
So, in trying to be compassionate about the answer, maybe someone had like a poop issue and they had to get it out where there's nothing they could do about it. Peeing all over the place, there is something you can do about that.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's just like being inconsiderate to everybody else. Poop, it's like, there are some people that come here and as soon as they walk in the door they poop, where it's like you could have probably figured out another way to do this. But
that shouldn't be a poop bathroom.
No.
That far one should be the poop bathroom. This should be the tinkle bathroom.
I agree.
Quick tinkle.
Should we put a sign?
We should put a sign. We should put a sign.
Number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
That is, really, that would work. I think that would alleviate a lot of the issues.
I think so. We're coming up with solutions today.
And that's what life is about. It's about finding solutions, because we live in a world with a lot of problems, and you have a lot of commentators, including myself and including the people in this room. You guys have a podcast. It's like we complain about stuff and we talk about stuff, but we don't ever talk about how we can fix things. But that's easier said than done. Like, how do we fix problems? It's
true. Also, how do we monitor that people are adhering to the 1 and 2 rule?
True.
Yeah.
Is there a punishment?
We're gonna put cameras inside the bathroom, Shannon, and we put it on the exclusive, exclusive Gas Digital website. And if you want to get access to it, you got to pay extra $15 a month.
Well, and people would pay a lot more than $15 a month for access to the bathrooms. But on a serious note, in DFW Airport, I just saw this, and it's a story. I saw it as a TikTok that was shared on Instagram. But at the DFW airport, they have technology now where it says, and I'm like, I saw this TikTok, maybe it was a troll, but the guy filmed it inside of it, that now there are cameras inside the bathrooms and that your genitals might be recorded.
That's because of sex trafficking.
I guess. Right? I don't know, but it says that there's a warning at the DFW airports. And it doesn't say it's like filming your genitals, but it's like there are cameras in here, and and it says that on the thing, that your genitals may be filmed.
Did you cross-reference that?
Let me look it up right now, but I saw it.
Harrington can look it up.
Yeah, Mike, look it up. DFW airport bathrooms. You know, I guess
DFW.
This
Dallas,
is it. See, like I don't know if this is real or fake.
Fort Worth.
Can't be.
Genital
can't be real.
verification. You're
This
not gonna
can't be real.
Wait, genital verification, is this so
It
that
can't be real.
Yeah, no, this is a joke.
Oh my
Sure?
god! I see how good I told you.
got
I
you.
knew it was trolling. Well, I thought it was trolling. I did preface it by saying that, but you say the bathrooms or cameras in the bathrooms. There are like weird lights, and I'm just saying, you know,
you never know.
I was on this show, and Sam Hyde, friend of the show, friend of you know, obviously everybody here. He has a show, Fish Tank. It's like a 24/7 live reality show, and they have a camera in the bathroom, but they just blur out the toilet areas.
Of course they would.
Yeah, so you're still sitting in there like, you know. And I don't know why we're talking about pooping so much this episode. That's on me, but so there's cameras in the damn bathroom. It's just blurred, so every noise, everything is still.
Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah.
We're all going to be living in a Sam Hyde show.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, man.
Yeah. It's a Truman Show. Like, did you ever watch the Truman Show?
Yes.
That's one of my favorite movies. But I think that movie is like there's something, you know, symbolic or real about it.
love it.
You know, we
Love
kind of
it.
are all being watched in this.
It's true.
Severance, baby.
Well, you know, we give the like social media apps, Facebook, we give them access to our cameras. So
Yeah.
they can't turn it on. And this is what they say is that when you scroll on Facebook and you like something or you react to something, and this is why they added more reactions to it, that it will measure the dilation of your pupil.
Wow.
To see like if you're like aroused or sad, or you know, it can tell by
I purposely, because in the event that that's true, I purposely make sure I look away whenever an ad is there because I want to be like, fuck you, I don't want to watch your stupid ads. I don't know if it matters. I don't know if they're really doing it, but it's
well, they
like,
measure that. It's like, all right, looks away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah,
a
but she
me-
hates all the ads. Let's stop being obnoxious.
yeah, ads are the worst.
They also, like, if you're on like a news website or something, and let's say service is a little shitty, the ad will always play no problem. When it comes time to actually play the video, all of a sudden it's skipping, it's going to the next one. So frustrating.
You do have a point. That is kind of that's the inside job. Like the ads, that never has a lag or buffer.
Yeah.
That's just I
What
don't
ads
know.
are you getting?
Well, now they do ads on live streams on YouTube, and I'm like, that's crossing the line. YouTube already puts too many ads, but I have YouTube Premium, and obviously, you can, everybody we have the Blaze. You know, you guys have a paywall. Like people have paywalls, there's no ads. But if you're just watching the normal stuff, if just a person that watches YouTube doesn't have YouTube Premium, they're getting so many ads, and now there's ads on live streams. Like they'll stop a live stream and put an ad. You're like, okay, now this is getting a little too. I'm giving you this free content, this free live stream, and you have to even add a freaking ad to the live stream. I mean,
Is that only if you're monetized? Like, are you getting something from that?
I don't know if I get to choose to do it. I don't know if they actually, because I don't usually watch. Believe it or not, when I'm doing my live show, I don't watch my own live show. But I've had this happen when I'm logged into my account page that isn't premium, and I'm watching other people's lives. So I don't know. So maybe it is a setting on theirs where they're trying to get more money.
Right.
But I just never seen that. That's a new thing within the past year where like a live stream will stop and a commercial will play, and then it'll go back to the live stream.
Obnoxious. Speaking of live streams, congratulations on your kittens.
Oh yes, did you see that? You know, and you know a lot of people, and this is why Mike Mike beat me up. You know, I'm a tough guy, but I'm really a lover. I'm not a fighter, and I love animals, and I rescue, and I didn't. I rescued the cats that got pregnant, but I didn't do a good job of rescuing because I didn't get them fixed. And these two rescue cats had sex and had babies, and I had a whole litter of kittens. And I gave some of the kittens to my biggest supporters. But yeah, so now I have a house with 6 cats, and it's
Mamma
insane.
mia.
It's very insane. My life is absolutely insane.
Oh, look at them.
No.
Look at that! Look at that! So that was just me being a bad cat dad and not getting them neutered. And so now I have all these damn. You have no idea the toxoplasmosis. You know, are you familiar
Yes,
with the
I am,
parasite in their
yes.
fecal matter, Mikey?
And it's
I need
not,
you to repeat
it's
that
not
word again, my brother.
guaranteed. It's not guaranteed.
Well,
Not
it
every-
is.
not
Why
every
do they
cat-
say they say not pregnant? They say for pregnant women not to be around it. So
Just,
it's like
just as like a general blanket, just in case. But it's not like every cat has toxoplasmosis.
that's true. No, you are
Yeah.
right about that. You're right. And honestly, I don't even give a damn. I you know what? Toxoplasmosis is not that bad, but there's a parasite in their fecal matter that when it infects you. What happens when rats would get infected with toxoplasmosis is they would fall in love with the cats, and they would get close to the cats, and the cats would kill them because it makes you want to be more like a cat. This is a real thing.
And also,
Mikey.
like, it makes it so like the cat urine doesn't scare them away, and
Yes.
it like draws them in.
But there's like more to it. Like there's more like Like they said the Egyptians used to worship cats. Like there's something to that toxoplasmosis where that's why they say a crazy cat lady. You see the crazy cat lady, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they'd have the woman wants to turn into a cat.
Yeah.
That's because the more toxo, so TOXO plasmosis. I know it's hard to say, toxoplasmosis. The more you have of that, the more you want to be a cat.
Maybe cats are just the best and people are being haters.
They are the best. See, Shannon has it. I have it. They are the best. And dogs are great too. But like a dog gets in the bed, I go take my dog on a walk, and the dog's all covered in mud, and it'll just run in the bed and just eats, and my dog will pass gas. Like a cat is, they're gonna go in the litter box. Like they're cleaner. They clean themselves. They're like they're the difference between like a toddler and like a young adult.
I got you.
You know, and that's my opinion. Like a dog, you got to take on walks.
Yeah, but the cats, you never know when they're gonna just fucking like scratch you. Like your dogs, you know. To me, I'm a dog guy. I'm sorry to be devil's advocate.
No, that's
to me,
great.
They're more
No, dogs
comforting.
are the best.
Cats, I never trust
I've
them.
never had.
You can't pick up a cat.
Yeah.
You pick up a cat, they might fucking.
No,
see, that's what's kinda
I don't think
cool.
you've ever
I just
had a
need
cat.
toxoplasmosis. I don't have enough toxoplasmosis.
You actually get the toxoplasmosis from getting scratched too, because they say it's like in their nails.
Cat scratch fever.
Yeah, cat scratch fever. But I'm so sick, Shannon. I don't know how you are. When you really get infected, you like the scratches. Like I will play with my cat rough. Like look at my hands. I have scratches on my hands because I'll play with my cat. Like I like it. I'm not trying to. It's just like roughhousing. I mean, do you roughhouse with your cats a little?
I roughhouse with the boy.
Yeah.
But he like he'll like
Yeah,
do
it's not
like
really
a little
rough,
limit.
but that-
He doesn't really get me.
Well,
I
see,
have some
people that aren't
scratches.
used to cats, they'll think that first scratch is that bad. It's not. Like they kind of play scratch you too. It's hard to explain. I mean, there is a difference between the cat being really scared. It will scratch the shit out of you. It'll fuck you up. I don't want to try to downplay that. But like if it's a house cat and it's just playing around, it's kind of scratching because that's how they play.
Okay.
So
I've been around
they're
lots
angels.
of cats. Yeah.
you have.
Yeah. I have many girlfriends that had cats, and there's one cat used to like to get patted on his ass.
The cats
like
love
and he
their-
just like fucking started to go like this, and I'm like, am I making him come? Like, what am I doing?
Probably.
And I'll just pat his ass like a drum, and he'd be like, oh.
No, my boy cat likes I like rub his butt, like his hind leg on the side.
Yeah.
He loves that.
Their sides. You
Yeah.
just rub their.
Little
He loves
freaky ass
it.
cat.
We are freaky, Shannon and I. That's why we're connected on these cats. We have the toxoplasmosis. We have the parasite.
That's the name of the
inside
episode. Toxoplasmosis.
Are you keeping any of the kittens?
I kept 2 of them.
So you have 2
Wait.
kittens and 2 big girls.
But now you
Yes,
better
it-
fix the kittens.
Oh, they're fixed.
Already?
But it's so crazy. So listen to the story. One of the cats, one of those kittens, this is actually very traumatic. You bring this up, and this was a beautiful thing, but this is, I mean, we can kind of, I don't know if we want to skip around, but like, this isn't a ghost story, but it's really sad is that, you have this beautiful moment where you have these kittens, but one of the kittens was born with a cleft palate, like a really bad cleft palate. So we took it to the vet immediately because it like wasn't nursing as soon as it was born. And they're like, oh, yeah, the cat's going to die. It has a cleft palate. Like, we can't even save it. Like, we can't give it surgery. It's too small to be. So it's just going to die. Like, they couldn't feed it because there's such a big hole in its mouth. Because the mom was really young. The mom was, like, less than a year when she had the baby. So they said that that happens. But my point is, it was just really sad. So we had this great thing. One of the cats dies. And one of my biggest supporters, Matt Adams, we love you, Matt Adams, he was like, I want one of the cats. So we gave him one of the cats. The 2 little cats, I took them to get neutered as soon as I can. And the girl cat, Valentine, because they were born on Valentine's Day. They're actually, it's like the year of their anniversary. Hates me ever since. Another cat loves me, Pablo, but we got all 6 cats, and one of the cats freaking hates me, Mikey. Like, it won't scratch me or anything, but if I try to pick it up, it runs away. So it's just.
You got to take it. You got to put it down.
No, we're not
How
putting it
dare
down. We're not putting
you.
it down. But that cat, I took it to go get neutered or spayed because it's a female cat. Ever since then, the other cat loves me, Pablo, baby Pablo.
But this is what makes cats in some ways better than dogs. And I also love animals. I love them. I love all animals. But cats pick and choose who they care about.
Yep.
Dogs are just like thirsty. They're just like, I'll take attention from whoever wants to give it to me. Love me, everybody. Cats are like, you earn it.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know when I love you.
And it is true. They do. They make you work for it. Like, a dog is kind of like a slut. Like, they'll just bang anybody.
I like
Exactly.
sluts.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why dogs are great.
Sluts.
Who doesn't like a slut? But the cat is kind of like the supermodel. You got to romance it a little bit. You got to buy it some fancy treats, and make it. You got to work for it.
Yeah.
Agreed. I like that. All right, we're going to carry on something real quick that we talked about last week. So we give a lot of show recommendations here. And so I suggested that you watch Severance. Are you watching Severance?
No, but I heard it's really good. But real quick, so you do give show recommendations. I just started paying for Netflix again. I forget. I wanted to watch the Jerry Springer documentary, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch enough stuff. Like, I've been watching some comedy specials on Netflix since I paid for it. But if you're trying to watch these new shows, I don't watch enough of them. Do you have to have like 10 different streaming things?
Yes.
Like, it's so. That's what I'm saying.
It's
You do.
unbelievable.
It's so hard.
I think Peacock and Max might be the two best.
That'll give you the best coverage.
I think so.
Because everybody's like, watch this show, and I'm like,
I know.
okay, it's not on this Netflix thing. So now I watch so much YouTube and so much content, which is stupid too. Like I have content brain where I'm always watching short videos, and like I'm sure you guys see this too with the content you produce. Like the only thing that really goes viral are short videos. So like now I'm kind of watching all these short videos instead of watching a good show or movie. And so I kind of hate that, but I got Netflix, and I still don't have any damn good shows on there. I'm watching a few good documentaries, a few comedy specials, but I'm not really that impressed with the content on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix isn't great. There's good documentaries on Max, which is
Max
HBO
is really
one.
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Peacock shows, I think, are pretty good. But then again, Prime, you get like
I have Prime.
multiple
I have Prime.
services.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
But then if you want to watch From, you got to get MGM Plus, which is a part of Prime, or Paramount Plus, which is a part of Prime. So
all
now
crazy.
my Prime bill is like fucking $34 a month because I got all these add-ons.
That's what I'm saying. It's insane.
That House
how
of
many damn
Dragons
add-ons.
is crazy. It's like all the big shows, they start coming out on different platforms. I have almost all of them, dude. It's ridiculous.
Well, and it makes sense and this is why people like Gas Digital, because people like, feeling like they have a say, like they're supporting an independent content creator, like they feel like they're helping actually. But like paying all these monies to help out House of Dragons, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, this just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I might get Dominican cable.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Well, they have those sticks. You ever heard?
Yeah,
that?
they have
My buddy,
powerful ones,
I've
man.
I've heard of one.
Ah, you had a stick. Well, my buddy Bubba has one. I used to have one, but you're always having to update it and all that stuff.
But that's
It's-
it. And then you don't pay for anything.
Look, Shannon's got the
no.
stick. That's how she watches all the
Stick.
shows. Why don't you just be honest from the start that you're stealing cable?
I'm not.
Yeah, you're going to jail. We're calling the FBI. No, these
She doesn't even share it with me. I pay for Apple Plus.
It's so
I
easy
also
to
pay
get
for
a
Apple
stick.
Plus.
Get one of these, dude. You get these Android sticks. They're great. Do you not have a stick?
No, I'm gonna get the Dominican one where you get satellite, you get everything.
You get that with the
You
stick.
get it.
You get everything.
Yeah,
on
get
TV?
everything.
Yeah, I have.
I'm getting the
But
American
you have
one.
to update it all the time. They're always coming up with bugs and stuff. So you almost have to be kind of a computer. I mean, it's not that hard, but I just stopped updating mine about a year ago. I just don't,
Yeah, I have one, but it's in my living room television, which is like my uncle kind of like rules that domain, and like everything I watch is just like on my iPad. So I
But
still
does he
pay
use
for
a
everything.
stick? Does your uncle use a stick?
He uses the Fire Stick, the jailbroken Fire Stick.
Yeah, but you know what's on the stick.
Are you
Boobies.
saying something terrible?
The
Oh, I don't know.
boob
I don't go through it. He,
You know what's
I don't
what's
even
on
know.
the stick? A lot of
I don't
people
know.
don't
I'm gonna
about.
take my headphones off.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
wanna
You
hear
know what's
it.
on the stick that's free?
Hot guys fuck.
Well, that is probably there is gay content on there, but there's also regular Playboy TV, Penthouse TV, all those.
Porn is also just free on the internet.
I know, but it's kind of different when you see it on the
It's
stick. 'Cause you're
different.
like,
Hotnet
this
is different.
the
Spice.
Playboy channel. Oh, you're gonna pick it for me? This is cool. I don't know, but it is on there. Just
I mean, that hasn't even crossed my mind. So we're gonna move on quickly, so it doesn't settle
Your
into
uncle
my
But
brain.
if there is plastic wrapped on your couch, that would be you might want to consider investing on Amazon and getting one of those plastic covers.
Okay,
Your
so
uncle's pulling his stick.
no, I'm not listening to you. So Severance, you talked about Severance last
Severance,
week.
so
You
good.
started it.
So
You-
good.
You love it.
Awesome. So great. Red pill. It's fucking.
Is it Red Pill? But it's based in the 80s.
No. It's based maybe a little bit farther future.
It may be like now-ish,
Now-ish.
but the cars look older. But there's nothing
I've always
else
seen
to
the
indicate
commercials. It
older.
looks like it's like this
Yeah.
ambiguous time.
Because also
period.
the televisions inside of it are like tube televisions.
Well, everything
but not on the
inside
outside.
Lumen is
Yeah.
very like the computers look like gateway computers,
yeah.
like they look old. But then he has a cell phone, right? Does he have a cell
He
phone?
has a cell phone, yeah.
He has a cell phone. He
think
has
it's
a
regular
flat screen
time.
TV. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like regular time.
just in
but-
kind of like this weird set. Like, I mean,
It's you don't know anything about it at all.
no, I haven't watched anything. But I'm saying they're just showing like weird technology to be ambiguous about what time.
No,
it
it's just
is.
there's two different realities, kind of.
Yeah.
Like they like split your brain into two, kind of.
Yeah.
One's work you, one's regular life you, and so the work them is just in this like building, and it's just like the bare minimum.
That's so
Yeah.
you can have more fun in life. That you like separate.
I
The
don't really know the reason at this time.
Yeah, so they kind of let you. You have a guy who's damaged.
It's almost like Click though, where you could fast forward through the boring parts of your life. So like
It's
you have
not, but you don't even experience
You
the
don't
boring
even know
part.
them. It's a separate you. So it's like a surgery.
Wow. See, like you might want to do that. It's like one of the greatest movies. You know, what is it? Eternals, Sunshine of the
Spotless Mind. Yeah.
You know, that's such a good movie because people would like that if they had a bad breakup. They would like to be able to, like press a button and delete that thing. So this is what this does. This deletes your work life, and you get to have. But then the work life one person has to have so much anxiety and want to blow their brain. You know,
exactly.
That's exactly it. Yeah. That's like the whole. But
It's good.
it's a great watch.
But
Really
is the vacation version of yourself like super happy?
Yes and no, because it seems like if you decide to make that choice, it's probably because something fucked up happened. Like no one's doing it because they're happy that they decide to like sever themselves.
Well, I guess I could say the first episode. I could say right.
Yeah.
Would you mind? So the guy loses his wife. So the guy, a guy your
Adam
age,
Scott.
a regular dude.
Adam Scott. So in the
Adam
first
Scott,
episode, his
wife dies, and he's fucking distraught, whatever. So he joins this place, and they're like, "Hey, like you can work, and you won't even think about that." So it's kind of a way of grieving for him. He could totally shut his brain off, go there. Yeah,
it kind of does have eternal sunshine of the spotless mind because it's like a break. You know what I mean? Like it's like it starts with a love thing.
It's got a little substance in it too because it's kind of like a different version of you. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
Did you see The Substance?
I never didn't see that.
Don't.
It's so good.
It's so bad.
But what was like the best movie of this past year?
Nothing.
I know.
A Different Man was really good.
That was good.
Did you see that?
No.
Different Man was
I think I
there's
just
no
watched
good
documentaries.
movies.
I don't know what big. I don't even know what Marvel movie I saw this
They
year.
all stink.
Yeah.
Right now they stink. They were good back Endgame and Infinity War. They've been stinking it up.
I know, but like what we were talking yesterday, Lewis said that he showed his son, Austin Powers. Like, where are the Austin Powers type movies? Like, where are these
Don't exist
Hangover?
anymore.
Like, where's the new version of these type of like instant classic movies?
You can't have Austin Powers anymore.
Harrington.
Ricky Stenicki didn't do it for you?
Ricky was great. I
That
like
was
Ricky.
better than a lot that's out there.
Ricky was good. I like
was
Ricky.
better.
Did you see Ricky Stenicki?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see one. I literally, like I said, I didn't see one movie in the theater this past year.
Did you see the Diddy documentary on Max?
Yes, I saw that. That was
good.
good.
That
And
was
Diddy,
good.
what do we think about
Fucking
that?
Diddy.
Isn't that weird how all the rappers are gay?
I just think it's people with too much money all eventually find their way into like fucking with kids and people of the same sex.
But you know what a lot of it is too? There's like weird homosexuality, but it's like power. Like that's why like
power
the
stuff,
Birdman would like want to like do sex with these young like rappers to humiliate them to like show his dominance.
Birdman? Respect on my name, Birdman?
Yeah, oh, you type in Lil Wayne and Birdman kissing, Mike. You guys have never seen this? So Birdman, he's like, put some respect on my name.
Respect my name.
And that's something else. That's why Birdman is, because he acts so hard, right? Like when you have this like really hard persona, oftentimes that's probably the opposite of who you are. So like, well, that's just an image, but there's also a video of them on 106 in Park. But yes, they would kiss. That is a horrible image. Like what the hell? But there's multiple times where they will go on a podcast and they'll kiss each other.
That's sus, brother.
On the lips.
That's called sus.
On the lips, Shannon. I'm telling you, there's like a really grainy. Like this is really grainy, but look, they'll watch. He's about to walk in. He's about to walk in. He's about to give him a kiss. Look how weird this is. And they're really gonna kiss. And there's multiple clips like this. Hold on, this is. Okay, yeah, I think this is 2 clips. Hold on. I know you can't. It's hard to.
Why are they
And they
clicking
kiss right
away?
there. They don't show up. Yes, but there's another 106 in Park where they walk on.
Sus.
They would kiss, and that was like a dominant thing. I'm telling you. And there's this other video too, Mike. You might be able to find it where it's. That was 106 in Park, but it was a different. They're sitting on the other side of a set that's kind of similar to that, and he walks on and kisses him. So, and then they have bad blood. So there's a lot of weird stuff.
Weird, because isn't it like
I'm afraid of Birdman.
No, I'm trying to think of how to word
I got
this.
no comment.
Mike, be careful. I mean,
he's gonna come
Birdman,
kiss
he flies
you,
in
the
kiss
weather.
you right on the
I
mouth.
want to get shot by Birdman because I'm not. This is it. This is it.
I want to get shot.
I need the clout. Watch this. Okay, ready? Right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Weird.
That was real. That was weird. And then they do that weird like TikTok dance
Maybe
after.
maybe that's like a respect thing in that.
No,
kind
but
of,
don't
They
like.
kiss on the lips, like,
Yeah, it's
like in the
gay.
Italian, you
It's gay.
kiss on a cheek. That's still more masculine. Like that's
Yeah.
that's a little feminine, but it's not. It's just different. Like
Yeah.
on the lips is
Sus. It's gay.
Sus. Like I like a
sus.
dad kisses their kid on the lips, like
I
in
hate that.
like I feel like in a very emotional time. Like that is, and that's what they try to. That's how they try to hand wave like it's not a big deal because they say that it's a father-son relationship. But first of all, he's not his biological father, so they are two adults kissing each other.
Yeah.
But that's why they say it's okay because it's just like a father kissing a son, which is okay. But it's still kind of weird, like if a dad kisses his kid.
My
on the
dad
lips.
never kissed me.
That's what I'm saying. Like my dad kissed me on the forehead or cheek.
On the
You know what I
cheek.
mean? That's
Think
what I'm
about it
saying.
like a 2-year-old.
I mean, literally, my dad's probably kissed me less than like 50 times. I mean, I don't know if he kissed me much as a baby, but like in my adult life, he's probably kissed me literally since I've been grade school to now less than like 50 times.
Like on the cheek, you graduate.
Yeah, or
karate,
something, you know, like
yeah.
But literally, like,
Not on 106.
my dad hasn't kissed me in years, so I mean, it's very unusual. Yeah, to go on TV.
Are you just sad that your dad's not kissing you?
Yeah, I'm
50 was
gay
a
for
big-
my dad. Why would he kiss me?
Well, you said 50. That's still like less than 50.
I mean, I feel like my dad has kissed me like a football game or something. Like I feel like maybe I don't know. He's probably I don't know. I mean, my dad's kissed
Are
me,
you
but
little Wayne?
I'm just telling you, my dad's never done that. So, and my dad and I are not gay, and so that is gay. That's all I want to say on that topic. You guys just outed me. Being gay with my dad.
So while we're in this section, and we're edging on prison talk,
Oh,
kind
yes,
of.
yes.
So the other show that I mentioned to you last week that I started was Your Honor.
Okay,
which is
yeah.
with Bryan Cranston. It's like a pandemic show.
On Netflix.
I think so. I
Did
think
you
it's
hear Bryan
Netflix.
Cranston's going back?
I thought you were going to say he's gay.
No.
Pull up. He's kissing fucking Jesse. Like, no.
Well, this is what they say, and I don't know if it's been announced or how true it is, but that Malcolm in the Middle is coming back.
I think I saw
and
something
that
about
he's
that.
supposedly going to be on it.
He's 1,000 years old.
I know, but he's Walter White. I mean, he's one of the biggest TV actors of all. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's cool. They're
Well,
all
I don't know
alive.
if the show will be great. I'm just saying it's pretty crazy. He's going to go back to Malcolm in the Middle.
He is. I mean, he was. Even though this is a few years ago. Oh, 5 years ago. God damn it. Where does the time go with the
goes.
pandemic? But he was great in this.
Yeah.
And then the premise is he's a judge. His son hits this kid with a car. The kid dies. His son like runs away, and basically he spends a lot of time trying to keep his son out of trouble. That's like high level of what it is.
Yeah.
So in this,
So his son's a fuck up, but he's like a really esteemed judge.
yeah, but he kind of like he made a mistake. Like the kid isn't doing bad things all the time. He made a mistake, and that little mistake sends the ball rolling of all these terrible things happen because he fucked up that one time. I'm not going to give it away and say who this in case somebody wants to watch it, but at some point, people are in prison. In this is the final season of the show, and they give the prisoners. This happens in Louisiana. They give the prisoners an option to take part in a prison rodeo.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
So that's
There is a
what,
prison
yeah.
rodeo.
So they take prisoners that volunteer to do this. They take them in to a rodeo where bulls are jumping around and everything, and they sit them. This is one of the activities. They sit them down at a poker table, and they have to just sit there and let the bull gore them, and then the last one standing gets money for doing this. So while I'm watching this, I'm like, this seems like an insane thing for them to make up, but I can't imagine this is real. So I looked it up.
Oh, so you thought it was fake? No, see, I went to LSU. I'm from Louisiana. I thought it was weird. It's called like Bugaloosa Prison Rodeo. I forget what city it is. I guess.
Angola.
And you could
Angola
Yeah.
Prison
You
Rodeo.
could die?
Technically, you
People
could
have
die.
been hurt really bad, but yeah, so they let the prisoners like ride a bull or what, and the prisoners can like make little like trinkets and stuff and sell it.
them, yeah.
So it is a good thing. It's like for the prisoners.
Is it?
I think the prisoners want to do it. I mean,
Because
like
they,
we're
because
not
they have
forced
no
to do
cho-
it.
Right, but they're like, it's either that or I sit in a box. But then again, other side of it is maybe don't like kill people and do terrible things.
Yeah, I mean it is a violent prison. It's
Yeah.
it's not like just a little low security prison. It's a Angola.
these are bad
prison.
boys.
It's
Yeah,
a
so
hardcore
have some videos from actual prison rodeos just so you can get an idea of it. So this is like exactly what was pictured in Your Honor, so that you can play it. So they're all sitting there, and there's the bull.
Oh,
It's just really getting them.
all to make like $75.
Yeah, like a few bucks and like a little bit of sunshine. You can skip forward a little bit. This is probably
Like they
the
don't
least
get a
fun.
lot of money for this stuff. Like literally, like
It's probably like $5.
I mean, so, like it, I think
made
like the main
$14.
prize is like $75. As like a normal prize would be thousands. To them, it's $75. Which,
You can go to one of the other ones is probably better because they actually just get like
so he won?
flipped. I sent two other ones also, but it's just So I looked it up, and apparently there used to also be one in Texas and in Oklahoma, but they stopped both of those. And Angola in Louisiana is the only one that still
Holy
exists.
shit.
They're
Yeah,
really
I
getting
actually
them.
did hear the one in Texas coast because I think people got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angola
So it
prison.
is bad in that sense, but it's like, I mean, you could argue that the prison football or basketball team people could get hurt, but I know this is much more dangerous than that.
And it's also like the fact, like, and I get like the spectating part of it, but it's like the fact it's like Coliseum shit.
Yeah,
The fact that people are paying to watch this is like disturbing.
Well, Shannon, it's funny you bring this up because you're like me, you're an animal lover, and I'm such an animal lover. And I get so much shit for this. I'm a vegetarian. I don't even eat meat.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't eat meat, and I eat eggs and cheese. I don't know. about
Same.
you, but
Well, eggs.
I eat tons of eggs. I went to a bullfight, and dude, Mikey, a bullfight is not a pleasant experience.
It's horrific what they
So-
do.
dude, they kill a bull slowly by stabbing it with like this poker thing.
yeah.
And they just stab it hundreds of times until the bull just gets like so weak that it just like dies of exhaustion basically. And it's like still trying to go around the arena. And my dad and I we thought this was like some great cultural experience, and like the people there liked it. My dad and I left there, and my dad, and I remember, this was actually after 9/11, but I was still young. And that was the second time I ever saw, the first time I saw my dad cry, we're talking about my dad a lot, it was 9/11, and I was like, whoa, this is fucked up. But this is at this bullfight. My dad left this bullfight. It's like, I should have taken there. I feel so guilty. Like, because my dad likes animals too. And I'm telling you, dude, the way they kill the bull at the bullfight. So that's, I guess, part of the culture of, I mean,
Was this in Madrid or something?
yeah,
Or
it was in
Madrid?
Spain.
Oh.
It was in exactly Madrid, Spain. It's funny that I guess I should have said that part. So it was in Spain. It was like real, and we are just like, whoa, this is so intense. We fly back. I was in high school. My dad and I forget why we went there, but when I came back to the States, like that's kind of our rodeo is like the lighthearted. It's a diet version of that. Because we have
disgusting.
rodeos in Fort Worth in Texas, like where the kids get to go out and wrestle a pig, or they get to catch, and kids have gotten hurt doing that. But I feel like that is, there's a little risk of trying to tackle a pig.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I understand both sides of it, especially like with the prisoners thing. They're volunteering. They get to be outside. They get a little bit of an audience.
Yeah.
But
It's totally Coliseum.
Yeah,
Though. It is 100%.
It is Coliseum.
but
it's
maybe different options to get some sunlight. Maybe something that will rehabilitate them in some way.
Exactly right. Why- That's like they don't care anything about trying to make these people better.
No,
you know?
let's make
It's
them a
never-
sideshow.
Yeah, but
So just wanted to share that because I thought it was crazy that actually exists and still happens. But the one in Texas stopped in 1986, and in Oklahoma, it stopped in 2009. So this is the only one that still exists.
yeah, you thought you saw it on a show. You're like, this can't be.
But I had to
real.
look
This is-
it
I
up
know.
because I was like, even though it seems ridiculous, but it's a weird thing to just make up. And then I found the videos and I was like, holy shit, so
No,
fucked
it's
up.
real.
Okay, so we did bullshit a lot before this. So now we have to get into some of the segments.
Okay,
So typically the first question we ask a new guest on the show is for you to tell us a story about either your worst date experience or weirdest sexual experience.
Well, I mean, I've had bad dates. I've had bad sexual experiences, of course. I think everybody has. One date, though, because I was, like, looking at this thing, and, like, one date particularly kind of sticks out for me. And, I mean, it wasn't even that. It's not even that it was that bad, but it was just so awkward. So I was in really good shape. This is a while ago, and I'd just gotten out of a relationship, and I was, like, in really good shape. And so I was, like, looking good. And this girl's like, hey, let's go. And I wasn't, drinking or anything. I was like really sober. So I was like, let's go have like a walking date, which is kind of cringe already. You know what I mean? I think it was on
It's
Hinge.
like getting coffee, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a walking date. And
And you met her from like a dating site?
yeah, it was a
Okay.
Hinge.
Okay.
And so I didn't really know her, but I'd been messaging her. And that's the other thing. Like these dating sites are terrible. Like they're so vapid. You're swiping left. It's so superficial. Like you're swiping left because she's wearing a MAGA hat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you're...
It's worse, not to interrupt you, but it's worse now with AI being involved in it because
the
there's just
fake
no
people more
interaction.
catfish. Well, that's kind of what happens in this story. So, long story short, it's like the girl and I, we like park in the same spot. It's like this lake, and we decide to go just like on a walk, right? And as soon as we get there, I'm thinking I'm hot shit because I was like in really good shape at this time, and my girlfriend and I didn't even really have a bad breakup. I wasn't like even in my head like I was hurt and needed to like a rebound or anything. I thought I was like ultra badass.
Yeah.
So this girl comes and she totally catfishes me, right? She's like, but she's not that bad, but she's just like a squatty potty. I don't know how to describe her. Like, she looks all good in her pictures, but she's like 5 foot tall and really squatty.
A little chunky.
Not even fat, just she looks different. She looks all hot in her pictures. She gets there, she just
So was it like a camera angle thing or like
kind
a
of,
Photoshop
yeah, it was just
thing?
more of her face,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And then like she was standing in pictures. I guess she was wearing dresses. You could, so she just didn't look like she looked in her pictures. And I didn't want to be like rude or, you know, so like we start walking like halfway across the lake, right? We're like parked on like one side and we're not even halfway yet, but like, you know how, you know, once you kind of commit to, if you're like walking around, like it's a trail.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like, we're like a quarter of the way. And she like says something, I say something, I forget like what it was. It was like something, you know, it was so stupid. So I'm like a total conspiracy theorist, and it was like about 9/11.
That's your opening line?
No, but we talked about it. We just
Take a walk.
I talk about this
Talk
stuff.
about loose change.
I talk about this, and I love Loose Change.
I do
You've seen
too.
that
It's
documentary?
great.
It's
It's
great. Have
great.
you seen it, Shannon?
I have seen it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shannon watched a lot of stuff. If you hadn't seen that, that was going to be next on your to-watch list. So, like, 9/11 comes up, and I'm like, oh, it's an inside job. She's, like, literally, like, my father's an FBI agent, and you're a crazy psycho, da-da-da-da-da, like, you're crazy.
She's
And
a
I was
shill.
like, you're a catfish. Yes. Because I didn't like know what to say, and I like got all personal. Like she's like, I forget if it was her dad's an FBI, but like, you know, she said somebody in her family was like FBI, like they would never do that. I was like, they found passports, like we're arguing. So I'm like, all right, well, this is stupid. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep walking. Like you can go back. So like she walks back to her car. And I'm not even kidding. When I came back, my car keyed all over it. Yes, like my nice, it was like this a Tahoe. I mean, it was nice. It was a used Tahoe, but I'm just saying like all up by this girl. And so that was like the one where I was like, oh my gosh, I got back. I'm like, what the? I didn't even I'm not going to call the cops, you know. But yeah, that was like probably my most like awkward, stupid, like I didn't even know this bitch, you know? She's like already keying my car.
She wrote 9/11 on your car.
Well, and that was stupid of me because like why am I talking about this conspiracy thing? But like immediately, and the fact that we had already walked like not even halfway, but just we were a good distance away where it's like just a few miles around. So I'm like, I might as well just finish walking. I don't want to walk the same direction as her, you know? And yeah. And,
I was like, how crazy to get so emotional about it upon like a first meeting to have to trash
You dodged the
somebody's
bullet.
car.
I know, but I was a little emotional about it. You know, I was being a little diva
yeah.
too. I'm not even trying to. But she was like, "Oh, that's so stupid." I was like, "You know, actually, how did they find passports?" Like, I was giving a little. I was like, I'm less into conspiracies now. I still am into conspiracies. Don't get me wrong, but this was before like the pandemic. Like, kind of, you know. So I was like, even before the pandemic started. That's when. I mean, it's like when QAnon, and not that I've ever been really QAnon, but that's like the 2016 Hillary Clinton's emails. Like that's when like conspiracies, I was like, holy shit, like what the fuck is going on? Like I was really thought they were really serious. Now I'm kind of like, well, most of these conspiracies are true, but we're fucked anyway. So, you know, I've become apathetic to them. But yeah, I was a little more passionate about 9/11 and government, you know, transparency than I was now. So I'm sure I am a little bit of a hothead. So, but the cat, like we just got an argument, a little tiff about that. And then I said the catfish comment, and that's what.
Oh, you said fat? You like you fatty?
I think I called her stubby. I didn't say fat. I was on a reality show where I called the girl fat, and I've actually apologized to her, and I've become friends. But she's still like posting tweets about it all the time. She's like, in 2010, I was on this reality show. A guy called me fat.
my
but
God.
my point is, I don't know if I called her fat, but I called her a catfish, and I think I called her like squatty potty or stubby. Or
Squatty
something.
potty's good.
I
That's a good one.
insinuated that she was a little chunky. So, yeah.
I like how I said chunky. You're like, no, squatty potty, bidet. You're like,
Yeah,
what do you
something like
gotta say?
that. I feel like
Frumpy.
But yeah, so that was like a really bad like first date, and
That's
I mean,
horrible.
Sexual experience. I've had like awkward sexual experiences. I feel like in college where like, you know, you kind of like regret doing it. You know, the person like you see him, you know, like that. Other than that, like it's not that I've had really bad sex, but I've had sex with people where I'm like, I should not have done that. You know?
Yeah, I feel like that's most.
That's
of them.
most people. Yeah, it's just buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but other
right.
than that, like, I'm just trying to think of like a really personal.
Did you I'm sorry to go back to the first story. When you were you guys are halfway in the trail.
Yes.
And you're like, you fat fuck, you're not gonna
No,
walk the whole trail.
9/11.
So you go through the whole trail. No, but
Yeah, that's why. Well, I quit because it was going to be awkward anyway because our cars are parked at the same spot. And this is our first time. So I'm just like, I'll just walk all
take
the
the
way
shortcut,
around.
fatty.
Yeah.
And you like, I'll just.
I was in good shape and I'm hefty now. So I was extra. I was a little like, and that's the other bad thing is like, oh, I can get this girl. I'm so hot. And like, man,
Did
that
you
was
power
stupid of me,
walk
too.
away?
So I take some blame in this. I'm not perfect. I was a little, she was a little, and we both became a lot, you know. And,
At least you didn't say you walk around, you need it.
I didn't say that. No, I walked around and I had a lot more. Yeah.
Now, what if she agreed with everything you said and she was like, yeah, my dad is FBI agent and you know what? You're right.
We probably would be dating right now. I mean, we'd be together if that was the case. But no, she was like immediately, and you could just tell her. You could just kind of tell the vibes were off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we just didn't. I've never. I mean, I will never go on like a hiking date. I mean, not a first one.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move over to our next segment, which is bad things.
Bad things with you.
This is bad things, part where we talk about fight stories, physical altercations. If you've been in more than one, then the most memorable fight you've been in.
Well, I've been in a lot. The most memorable was Mike. He beat me up pretty good. And yeah, I beat him up a little too, but that was a good fight. But other than that, than Mike, I've had a couple. And Mike can actually pull this one up. This one's not that bad, but type in like Palestine protest, Austin, Texas, Alex Stein. This is actually last year. Where I was at this protest, and the footage is kind of not that great because my girlfriend is actually there, and I told her to stand far away, and then another guy who works on my podcast was there. He was standing far away. But I was at a protest, and the guy just hit me from behind. I wasn't even looking. And then I was able to get up, and I ended up flipping their table. Maybe if you type in flipping the table, that might come up, Mike. But that was really scary, going to a protest and being attacked from behind.
Did you get his face on camera?
Oh, yeah, we got him on camera.
So you could charge him for
I
assault,
could,
right?
but I've been assaulted at a lot of stuff. I go to a lot of protests, and I've been assaulted at a lot of them, and I'm not.
It's a hassle. It's a hassle.
It's a
to go through
pain
the
in
whole
the
thing.
ass.
Yeah.
And like my friends, one of my best friends is this girl, her name's Sarah Gonzalez. I work with her at the Blaze, and she's always at these protests. She's like, "You need to sue him. You need to sue him. Like, you file a police report." And we were just at a protest where I said I want to save all big booty Latinas from deportation.
Yeah,
It's
that's
immigration
hilarious.
protest. And a guy pushing around there, and the cops asked me if I wanted to press charges. I said no because I don't really want these people to go to jail. I mean, if I really got hurt, like if somebody shot me or stabbed me, yes, in that circumstance, I would probably want somebody to go to jail. But like if they don't hurt me, they just hit me. I'm tough enough.
They're like punching
Cool. It's
you?
admirable.
They're punching me. Yes. Here,
admirable,
let me try
brother.
to find it right now. Let me try to pull it up. But yes, I've been punched.
And I feel
Hard.
like you also just can't go around punching people.
Well, at a protest, though, it's different. It's
Just like a mosh
protests
pit.
aren't safe anymore. Like back in the day, you protest and be a couple moms with like signs, but now it's like fucking
Yeah, but
dudes
that's
with
not
grenades and
It's
shit.
not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay at all. But
No,
it is what
but-
it is.
Have you ever been to a protest?
No, I don't get tired. What the
You
fuck?
guys have them every day. I didn't even realize yesterday there was one, and I missed it. I'm so
Yeah,
dumb.
we're real New Yorkers. We stay home. We watch
I know
Apple
you
TV.
ignore
We don't give
that's what a
fuck
real
about
New Yorker
that
does.
shit. Yeah.
Everybody that's like doing
Those are all
it.
transplants doing that shit.
It is always transplants, but now there's like, and I'm empathetic to a lot of the Palestinian protesters too. I was kind of teasing them at the start, but now I understand that people are dying. So like I get why people protest, but like some protests are just goofy as hell. Like the climate change ones. Like whether you believe climate change is a serious issue, which you could argue that it is, but the protests are so fucking stupid. Like they shut down a road. Like those people should be shamed. It's like do not do this. You guys can protest all you want peacefully, but don't shut down the road for some bullshit. People trying to go to work.
So have you been in a situation where you exchanged blows?
Yeah, I mean, in college, I went to LSU, so I got in a bunch of bar fights. And there was a time where I got punched in the face and got beat up a couple times. Well, one time kind of bad where I got a little bit of a black eye because I was just drunk and acting stupid, and the guy was like, sober. But this is the worst story where if I've ever... can't even believe I'm going to tell this story. I shouldn't even tell this story.
You should.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it's just annoying. So I was just in New Orleans. The Super Bowl was there, but this is not when this happened. This happened. I went to LSU. This happened like 2009 or 2010. I don't know if you guys remember, but Samsung was the first to come out with the watch, the phone watch. You remember that was kind of like a big deal. It was the Samsung Galaxy where you could get the phone watch. It was like $400. And I bought the phone watch used, like right when it came out, and it had a little camera on the front of it. It was cool. It was like, oh my God, I could take pictures with it. This is so cool. We go to, I had the watch. I got it in like Dallas or whatever, but I happened to be in New Orleans at the time because I was going to school at LSU, or maybe I just graduated. I forget. It was like right after I graduated, but I was like in Louisiana, and I have the watch, and I'm walking in Bourbon Street. And if you've ever been to New Orleans, there's just strip clubs everywhere. It's like you can just like walk into the strip club. It's like, I forget their names. They're whatever, like Rick's Cabaret. I think this was Rick's actually.
I think I did go to Rick's Cabaret.
What?
But I think I did go to that.
It's a very famous one. It might close. It might be closed now, but there's tons of strip clubs where you just walk in.
Yeah, it's not like on Bourbon Street, but one of the side streets.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's on the cross streets, and a lot of these strip clubs, like a normal strip club, not that I'm some strip club expert, they usually all have cover charges, but a lot of these ones on the strip, there's no cover charge. They just like want you to come in. You show your ID, you get in free, And so I was with a buddy. We're like walking. We were just drunk. And this other thing. It was like the middle of the day. It was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And I was with my very good friend. We were both drunk. And when I say drunk, we weren't like so shit-faced, but we had been drinking in the afternoon. So we're being degenerates. We're acting bad. We go inside the strip club. We're like, let's just go in here and have a drink. Why not? We're just being goofing. And one of the strippers comes by and they start talking to me. Like, oh, can I give you a dance or whatever? I'm like, no, thanks. I just graduated. Like, we were kind of broke. We just didn't want to. We were just kind of going in there just to kind of laugh, see some naked women. And I'm like, no, thanks. And I'm playing with my watch. And the watch has a camera, remember? So I'm like playing with the camera. I'm not even trying to take pictures of the strippers. I'm not. I'm literally just like, I just got this watch. Like, I've had it less than a week, and it was just so cool. And out of nowhere, I guess one of the strippers saw me messing with the watch. Out of nowhere, like a bouncer just drags me out of the place. And I don't even realize what the hell is going on. He's like, you're taking pictures of the stripper. And I'm like, no, I'm not, this and that. And 2 guys like beat my ass. Like, when I say beat me up, like knocked me, I wasn't like out cold, but like they dragged me out of there. And like I score up to him. And then like another guy comes and kind of like clocks me. So I kind of fought back with him, but it was 2 versus 1. Like that one was that was bad. That was the worst. That was the most scared I've ever been. But then now I'll show you this video. So I'm a total degenerate, guys. I still am, sadly. It's really sad, but
can you send it to Harrington?
Yes, let me see if I can send it to him right now. So this is well, I guess I don't even want to show this video. I just want you guys to hear the audio from this first, because I'm kind of afraid to post this video. It's not that bad. Let me see. I should have already had it keyed up. My girlfriend, prepaid wireless, love her. She actually said that I should show this video, but I'm kind of shook if I should. Hold on, let me see.
Is this a different incident?
No, this is an incident that just happened, and I feel like I look kind of bad because I'm being kind of. I want to get Mikey. I want to get your guys' reaction first. Oh, if I can just pull it up. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, so this is it. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Get off me. Get off me. Y'all want to fucking fight? Film it. Yeah, get off me.
This is 2 weeks ago.
Get the fuck off me. No, you get off me.
So I was in Cozumel, Mexico, trying to ask people what they think about changing the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. And these guys got pissed, and they started attacking me.
Get off me.
Oh, I see. That's why. I didn't want that.
We can bleep it.
No, it's okay. I was like, there's a couple words I didn't want to say. People might get canceled.
No, but in a fight, you can say that word.
I know, but then look, he tries to hit me again if you can see it. But that's why I haven't posted it yet, because I say a couple slurs, and I call him a dirty this and dirty that. So I need to leave that. So this just happened. That's why I haven't posted it yet. I said some dirties and some F slurs. I don't mind saying it, but I just,
But you said them after they had already physically attacked you.
Yes, that is.
All's fair.
I know, but it's.
I know the internet is.
It's fun, but I'm hilarious if you went in there at the end and you're like, "You stupid."
I started calling him a dirty this. I didn't say the S. I didn't call him anybody. I didn't say that, but I was like, you dirty Max, dirty Max. I started saying some dirty because he did try to cheap shot me. I was like, typical dirty. I should post it. I don't know why.
We gotta edit all this out.
I know. Well, I mean, I just and like this is the other thing is. I'm not even against. I like Mexicans, you know. Like I go to these protests, people are like you hate Mexicans. I love Mexicans, but like when you have me on tape, you know, just a little clip, of me, you dirty Mexican. Like it just
Well, you're fighting, but you're in a fight with a guy.
I know, but then I'm canceled forever. Now I just hate Mexicans, which I don't, but you know.
Were you like inciting it at all?
Well, a little. I was just walking down the street, but I should post like the longer video. But I have just a mic, and I'm just going up to people like Mexicans that are in Cozumel, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about Gulf of Mexico being Gulf of America?
And those are the words you said.
Yes,
Okay.
but most of the people thought it was funny. They thought it was funny. Like Mexicans be kind of laughing, like, "Oh, Trump." Yeah, you know, like
what do you mean?
So, but I'm at a pharmacy. I'm at the pharmacy. I'm like joking around, like you know how they have all the pills, and my girlfriend's filming. I'm like, look at all these cool pills you can get. Like I'm just kind of goofing around. But I guess this one Mexican heard me like earlier saying something about Trump, and so he just runs up, it's like, fuck Trump, and so I'm not even really antagonizing. I'm like, what's wrong? Are you so mad? Gulf of America? This is the Gulf of America. You work and live on the Gulf of America, and they just lost it. So I was antagonizing them, but I wasn't like saying F you. There's no dirties. There's no or nothing like that. But it was. He took it as me being totally racist because he's like, "You racist." I was like, "I'm joking."
You're marrying Trump. You're so tall. Fuck you.
It was so funny. But once again, I felt bad because my girlfriend is there seeing me fight with literally 2 Mexican dudes in Cozumel. And my girlfriend's like, are you worried about getting arrested? And that's the other thing. No, I wouldn't normally act like that in America, but because I was in Mexico, I was like, I can give the cop $100 and get out of jail. So I didn't.
Say $200.
I wasn't too worried about
So,
jail.
but at least in this situation, again, I feel like I'm not against violence in every situation, but this is like you're not like backing someone into a corner, and even though like you're kind of like needling them a little bit, but you're not really antagonizing them.
They overreacted for sure.
It's not like how I feel people that can get punched in the face immediately are like First Amendment auditors.
Yeah, see,
I
you
feel
don't
like
see, you don't like those videos.
Wait, are you on the side of these people?
No. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
You're on the
I
side of
love
them.
the First Amendment auditors. Oh my God! Look, I want to argue about this. No, Shannon.
He's gonna call you fat.
No, I'm not.
You can just call it.
No, we have
I'm
to
used to
debate
it.
it. We have to debate about this. So Shannon, you don't like the First Amendment audit, and I don't do this content, but I get so many. It's funny that you don't like it because I get so many of my fans like, you should make First Amendment audit.
Oh my God, I would love to hear
It's
how you
troll
can
stuff.
defend this behavior.
What do you mean? Just
Because here's how I view it.
Okay.
It's like it's kind of like a little brother going like this. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not
It's
touching
exactly
you.
like that. It's
And they're like, instead of like, it's like trolls online where they're like keyboard warriors because you can't do anything through the screen. That's what they're doing, but they're hiding behind a camera. So they're like little pussy bitches. And they're like, I feel so weak and terrible about myself. So I need to feel like a real man. And that's what I'm going to do behind this camera. But they can't do anything because I have a camera in front of me. It's like hiding behind your big friend.
It is a little bit like that, but it's funny that that's kind of like the perspective that you have. But when the content that you're watching of it, are you watching them do it to like cops or just normal citizens usually?
What normally comes up in my feed. Oh, I've seen both.
Yeah,
So
I've seen both. Obviously, there's both.
What comes up in my feed a lot because I watch a lot of body cam footage, so it's often doing it to cops. But then
I watch so much body cam footage.
Same.
But you like body cam footage, but audit videos is kind of similar to that. I mean, it's a little different, but it's kind of similar.
But they're annoying assholes.
But this is the reason why. This is why it is important. And Shannon, I get it. The content is cringe, and I make cringe content, so it's hard to watch. And that's why, like, when you watch it, you're like, "Fuck this guy! Like, he's being a dickhead. Just turn off your camera." But at the same exact time, and I've had videos and instances where I've filmed in governmental meetings where it's the Texas Open Public Meetings Act. You can't like bring in a camera crew, but you're allowed to film your own speech. And there's times where
those are hilarious.
But I'm
The
saying
ones
there's
you've done
times
are
where they're
fucking
like,
hilarious.
they're in Texas and small towns, like you can't film. It's like, and I've had to get out the Texas Open Public Meetings Act and say, actually, I am allowed to film as long as I have less than so much equipment that it doesn't disturb the meeting. That's like the verbiage is like you can film as long as your equipment does not disturb the meeting, and that's just so like you don't bring in a camera crew or something. So I've had to do that multiple times, but when it comes to the law in these places, it is so cringe. What happens is, Mikey, I don't know if you watch this content, a person will get their camera phone or maybe a nice camera, it doesn't matter, and they'll go to a
post office,
library, as you've seen it, and they'll start filming, and they'll say you can't film here, and the thing is, if it is a one consent state, the thing is, there you go, you're allowed to film in a public spot.
Okay, but they're not doing it to like make sure people's rights are being upheld. They're doing it to be annoying assholes.
Well, but I mean, are they? You're telling me when they do it, they have no good intentions whatsoever.
Zero good intentions. Zero good intentions.
I think when they do it against law enforcement, I like it. Like I have a buddy that's had videos that go viral where he's like First Amendment auditing, like in the street or like on a sidewalk, and you are allowed to film on a sidewalk. There's closed caption TV cameras everywhere. And it is kind of annoying. You watch that content of like him annoying a normal person. But when it's a cop and the cop's like, you're going to go to jail for breaking the law. It's like, okay, what law did I break? And you didn't break a law. You don't like those videos?
But they're doing it for that purpose.
They are.
To be like, nah,
but to expose the cops that they don't even know the rules that you can film in these places.
The cops know the rules. They just don't want to be annoyed when their lives are
They
in
don't know the
danger.
rules all the time. You know that they don't know the rules.
I think they know the rules, but they're saying just like, I need you out of my face so I could do my job. Because I could be shot at any moment. Someone can attack me. Why do I have to also worry about this little like maggot that's like shoving a camera in my face?
But at the same time, why not just let him film? Who cares? What's wrong with him just filming a public library?
Because they're usually not like, okay, wherever you say I can stand, I'm going to stand here. They're usually like, oh, but what did he do? And then are you okay? Because the ones that I've watched, it's usually the person who is like being arrested is like, please stop recording. Like everything is fine. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I know. But those are the funniest too. If a person gets arrested, I almost would.
They're like, you're not helping me. Like, leave us alone.
But that's because people are embarrassed that they're getting filmed being arrested.
But they'll also be like, oh, he like forcefully did this, he did that. And they're like, no, like you didn't see what happened. It's just like, I would say
a nuisance.
90% of the ones that I've seen, the First Amendment auditor is like an annoying asshole.
And they are. I can see but I still.
But you like that because
you think
because I do that. Yeah, I like that.
But you like it because you like that they're annoying people, or you really think they're doing the right thing?
I don't really like that when they just annoy strangers. Honestly, I don't like it. I mean, I've done like prank videos and stuff where we've annoyed somebody, but so I don't like. I'm not going to try to be a hypocrite and say I don't think that those videos should exist. I think if you're on a sidewalk, you should know the law, and if you're not breaking the law, you should be allowed to do it. Like I am on their side. But with the cops, especially, like those cops don't ever know jack shit. And so, do you love the cops?
I would say I probably favor the cops in most situations, but I'm not like always their right.
And I have a lot of cops that are friends and fans of mine. So I respect law enforcement, but cops are so fucking annoying.
They can be.
They can
Not
be.
more annoying than First Amendment auditors.
Yeah, I got a PBA card. Put that on the table. So
yeah.
I don't drive.
Well, we
and
love cops. Like I said, I do support the cops, and you're right. It is just kind of they're just being a nuisance. But when the cops are like, "You're breaking the law. You're going to go to jail," and it's like, "What law am I breaking?" And they don't know law.
Yeah, they should. It's like how the cops now are getting more adept to responding to sovereign citizens.
Yeah, but that's all fake too.
It's fake. What's fake?
Well, you believe the sovereign citizens? Do you think they really get away with stuff? Because have you seen those videos where they go to court?
They never win anything.
That's what I'm saying. They always lose. Yeah. See,
but
like,
they keep trying.
They keep trying, but
I'm
they
saying like the
always
cops
lose,
just need like in Florida specifically, like they know how to respond to them better now. Yeah. But like other states,
because they've seen the YouTube videos of the people like, sir, I know you watch a YouTube video of a guy telling you that all you have to say is that I'm traveling and that I'm not a whatever and that I'm allowed to just do fentanyl and meth. I mean, but see, this is the sovereign citizens are right about one thing, and this is that you don't need a license if you have a big ranch and you own the property. You can just drive on your property.
Yeah, not public roads.
Yeah, but not public roads. You know, that's where they get, you know.
Also, they always talk about the Constitution. When the Constitution was written, there weren't motor vehicles.
Yeah.
So when they say traveling, that doesn't mean operating like a speeding missile.
Yeah, and then they go to court and they say, well, I'm a sovereign citizen.
Yeah, that's not my name. It's capitals and all this stupid nonsense.
And then the judge just laughs at them. And I mean, it sounds good in theory. Like there are, but this is another example. Like, this is why we should kind of annoy some cops. I was on my buddy Tim Pool's podcast. I'm not even trying to shout him out, but he does it out like in this rural area of West Virginia, and they had a DUI stop. And I hadn't been drinking, but I wasn't even driving. It was like one of his drivers was driving, and he hadn't been drinking.
You were traveling?
What? No, but he's like, where you going? And I start filming, and I haven't even posted this. I should post this video. And because I've watched all these like sovereign citizens, like, where are you going? I was like, we don't have to answer that. There's no reason for you to know where we're going.
Also doing that, you're like creating a problem.
I know, but as soon as I started acting annoying like that, the guy's like, all right, you guys can go on.
Really?
Yes,
he didn't want to be bothered. He didn't want to be bothered.
In Florida, they'd be like, you're arrested. we're just taking
well,
you to jail.
I mean, if you'd been drinking, we'd be fucked, but the guy hadn't been.
But there's always something that they can figure out, at least a reason to put cuffs on you.
Yeah,
so like, why be a dick?
I test them.
Yeah.
You're
like,
right.
Yes, sir.
You're going to get farther by being nice
right.
with a cop.
But I also understand if, like, yes, they're obviously not all great. And if you've had bad experiences, then your reaction isn't going to be initially to be polite. I understand that.
Yeah.
I get it. But I just feel like just to be a dick to people for no reason.
But
is
that
just,
content gets millions of views. I hate to
love
admit it.
it.
I know, I hate
does.
to admit it.
But
So I get so many messages. Alex, why don't you make First Amendment? Because I could go do it right now. I could literally just get my
I
camera
can
phone.
see it.
Because I've kind of done it. Like I've done it, and not in that sense. Like they've done it, but I've done it where I filmed at meetings. Like you can't film. Then I filmed the process of me telling them like, no, I can film. But that's different. Like I wasn't trying to be antagonizing. I actually was trying to like not get attention on me. So it is when you're watching it, and they're like purposely trying to get the cops called. You know, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah,
Because
it's like-
there's serious crimes going on.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like these cops should know the law. I mean, they shouldn't like threaten us. I don't like that. You know what I mean? They're like,
Yeah.
you're gonna go to jail for what law?
I just think they don't want to be harassed.
You guys be the judge. You know,
Yes,
we can just
you
agree to
guys-
disagree. You watch it.
Right in the
tonight.
comments.
You see
Pro
who's-
First Amendment
yeah.
auditor, anti First Amendment auditor.
There we go.
Okay, let's go to our final segment now, which is scary things. This is Scary Things, part of the show I talk about weird, creepy, unexplainable, possibly paranormal experiences. He stayed stone-faced during the Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Didn't
you
affect you
survived
at
Michael.
all.
You survived White Mike.
You know, Michael Jackson was innocent. No, I'm a Michael Jackson truther.
I'm okay with it.
Well, I am against White Mike. I like Filipino White.
Wait,
I
no,
like
but
Filipino
you
Michael.
looked at me like I was insane, Mikey. Let me tell you a little.
I respect the king. I think there's no better performer, but he had a couple extra rooms in his mansion.
Well,
He
let me
had a
tell you
million
something
rooms in
about
his
these
mansion.
rooms. Let me tell you something about these rooms. I just the misinformation online. Michael Jackson did more for children than any celebrity has ever done, arguably, when it came to his work that he did in Africa, feeding hungry children. But let's not even talk about
like
all
Dwayne
the.
Robinson, nobody would know who he is today
I like how
without him.
you
Is that his
fought.
name?
You fought him about the amendments, and we're about to fight.
Yeah, we're about to
about
fight a Michael. But let me.
about
let me
White
just-
Mike. Only
okay
White
with
Mike.
But I, know
I
we
like
only-
Black Mike.
I know we only have so much time, so I'm not going to go into the full thing, but I'll just give a short. There was a documentary about Michael Jackson that was supposedly the one that exposed him leaving Neverland. I'm sure you saw it on that. You know, everybody saw this one. But in that, there was two key witnesses. These guys were named Wade Robinson and James Safechuck.
Wade Robinson.
Now, Wade Robinson was a guy,
Choreographer.
and was actually directed and choreographed some Britney Spears music videos.
NSYNC.
Was friends with Michael Jackson since he was a little kid. But what's really significant about Wade Robinson is that Michael Jackson only paid one civil settlement to one kid, and that kid's dad conveniently shortly thereafter, after the settlement, the kid and the stepdad actually was the stepdad that encouraged him. Jordy Chandler was the kid's name. They broke off. They became estranged from each other, and the stepdad shortly thereafter ended up killing himself. If you look up the Jordy Chandler story, it's very weird. And actually, at the time, Johnny Cochran was one of the attorneys and wanted to fight it. And his other attorney said it would just be better, Michael, if we paid it. So that was the one thing where you have him, but it was a civil suit. It was not a criminal suit. So real quick, Michael Jackson was investigated for 19 years by the FBI. They never found one instance of any child pornography. They did find some, it was like a carnival. It was like some sort of art where like it was a kid like depicted like kind of like naked or something, but it wasn't child porn. That was the only thing. That's like the only thing they
Just
found.
a naked kid.
It sounds bad, but it was some sort of like
Was it Peter
carnival
Pan?
art. It was like from a carnival. It was like an antique thing. It wasn't a
Which he
paper-
liked, and Michael
That's
liked
what I'm
to
saying.
go
It was
buy
like some
antique stuff.
antique, like it was worth a very expensive, like carnival piece from some famous circus or something. But that, like the rumors that he had child porn, that was not true. And this was not child porn. He was not arrested. Did a thing where one of the kids said that he had this birthmark on his penis. He showed his penis to the FBI. Did not have the birthmark or whatever. The FBI investigated him for 19 years. So there was 2 times where they tried to charge him, and it was for like similar, things. Wade Robinson, this guy that said that he was anally and was the lead character in this documentary, was Michael Jackson's key character witness twice, and was cross-examined by the top prosecutor in the state of California, saying, "Did Michael Jackson rape you? Did he rape you? We have evidence of him raping kids, even though they didn't. Did he rape you?" And this guy, Wade Robinson, twice in front of, like I said, this is the top state prosecutor. This is just some lawyer just go to law school. Like, this is a guy that interrogates witnesses for a living at the highest level. Said Michael Jackson never touched him, treated him the utmost respect, was like a father to him. Then James Safechuck in the documentary conveniently said that he was anally raped in the train house. The year that James Safechuck said that he was in that train house. Not only was the train house not even built, but the plans by the architecture firm, some famous architecture firm in LA, you can look it up, weren't even drawn. Where like the plans weren't even drawn. They didn't even have the blueprints because they have the blueprints, dates, and it was ordered. They have all this. But this kid said that he was getting in this train house and that year. So yes, you could say, oh, a kid got a date wrong. Of course, we get date wrongs all the time. But when you're making this documentary, and the fact that James Safechuck's his family, they were from Australia. They were going through some financial hardships. And at the time, Michael Jackson bought him like a $300,000 house. When they sold it, it was worth like $1.5 million because of the real estate in California boom from like the 80s to the whatever. So Michael Jackson, Wade Robson and James Safechuck helped them significantly. Both of them, had his back until conveniently after he died. They were both. And Michael Jackson was around kids forever. He traveled around the world, was with kids all the time. And yes, it is weird. It is very weird that a man that old would sleep with a kid. You're exactly right. But when you look at his unique story, is that he was part of the Jackson 5. And that he has a thing called Arrested Development where, Mikey, you and I got to play video games. You and I got to go to Blockbuster or whatever. We got to have a childhood. I got to have a childhood. Shannon, I'm guessing you got to have a childhood. You got to go to girls' houses, do spend-the-night parties. Michael Jackson didn't get to do spend-the-night parties. Michael Jackson never got to go to a friend's house and spend the night on Saturday, go to Blockbuster. So he has what is called Arrested Development. So was Michael Jackson mentally stunted? Yes, but Michael Jackson was a genius when it came to, he had some of the largest publishing of any catalog of any artist. Like he would make more money during Christmas because he would have all these Christmas songs that we don't even think about. He owned the publishing to these songs. So every year these same commercials, Hallmark would use these famous, Christmas songs. He owned all this. So when he died, conveniently, Sony got his catalog of publishing, which was like, think of the biggest, he owned the Beatles. You guys know this. He owned the Beatles music. So think about how smart. So Michael Jackson's not a dummy. You don't just accidentally get the Beatles catalog because you're a dummy. So it's just provably false that, listen, Michael Jackson was weird. Did he spend the night, do sleepovers? Macaulay Culkin was at these sleepovers, said that he was never touched, not one time. Corey Feldman.
I was just about to mention Corey, but look at Corey.
But listen what Corey says. Corey says he was at these sleepovers and that he did get molested, but not by Michael Jackson. So I just feel like if we're just the preponderance of evidence, as they say in a court of law, I don't think that he touched any kids. And there's multiple allegations against him that were provably false. So
I was molested, but not by Michael. That's like saying I went to a freak off at Diddy's house and someone plugged my hiney, but it wasn't Diddy.
I know, but he didn't
It's
say
still
it happened.
pretty bad.
What I'm saying is he didn't say it happened at Michael's house. He said that he was molested by somebody on a set.
Okay.
But that he actually hung out with Michael for years, and Michael never touched him. So, I mean, listen, and Michael would not be dumb enough to molest, I don't think, but Diddy probably molested Bieber. I would think Michael Jackson, if he was a molester, which I don't think he was, he wouldn't be molesting Macaulay Culkin. That would be stupid, right? I mean, the kid's so famous. But listen.
He was a crown jewel, Macaulay.
People get mad at me because I am a Michael Jackson truther. I've actually debated this. I've talked about this subject. It's a subject I'm passionate about. And I didn't even do any pre-research. Sometimes I need to do some research because there's other facts and stuff that I need to bring up, but I just can't remember it because my brain's not a computer. But Michael Jackson loved children, and not in a sexual way. And supposedly, there's actually girls. Have you seen the clips of the girls that said Michael Jackson banged him hard?
No.
Never saw that.
Yes. Mike, look that up. Look up. There's a girl saying that Michael Jackson dicked her down hard.
I mean, he paid for somebody to have his children and pretend like it's his. He could plant this information. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
He could have paid this girl. She could have been full of shit. But yeah, she said that Michael Jackson fucked her and fucked her good.
I don't have strong feelings either way. I just feel like either way can be easily disproven because there's no hard evidence either way.
Yeah.
Michael showed his penis and didn't have a birthmark on it?
I mean,
whatever.
he has a different face. He couldn't get a birthmark removed from his penis.
Yeah, maybe, but he was never convicted by the FBI for 19 years.
That is pretty wild.
And then also with what you said, it was Wade Robson that testified on his behalf. So there are lots of people that are abused and don't come forward.
You're right about this, and I'm not.
By the way, I'm not saying I believe this.
I know,
I'm just devil's advocate.
I'm being devil's advocate, but I want to be empathetic to that thought. Of course, this kid is Michael Jackson. I would lie. That's what his excuse is, that he would lie for Michael Jackson. But at some point, when you're on, and I don't know if you've been to court, but court's intense. You know what I mean? It's if Michael even touched his penis at all, why would he risk putting him on the stand as his main character witness with even the possibility of him saying that, if that was possible?
But maybe because he felt like he was so dedicated to him.
I know, but would you would just trust this kid?
Would
that
Johnny
you-
Cochran trust his little honky?
I just saying. I feel like Michael. He chose to use him as a key character. It wasn't like this. It wasn't the state. He said, "This is my character witness." This is like they already did the prosecution already put their case. Now this is the defense putting on their case, and they said this is our first witness to say how good Michael Jackson is. So like, he wouldn't purposely choose a kid that he potentially molested to let the state of California cross-examine him. And like I said, like the people that were cross-examined, you can look up the attorney. I can't think of his name. There's 2 different lawsuits, 2 different prosecutors. But these are guys that like put away serious murderers and serious guys that they were able to trip up, serious criminals. And you can't trip up like. And at the time, Wade Robinson, I think when he testified, was like 18 or 19. So he was an adult, but he wasn't.
Yeah, put
He's still
Macaulay
kinda-
up there, who's an actor.
Yeah, as I'm saying, he's a choreographer.
it's all
and you're
hearsay.
dealing with a top level attorney, not just like, Better Call Saul attorney. You're dealing with a freaking top prosecutor. So it's just
Great
it's a
show.
little harder.
What about the voicemails and the letters? Mike would like leave voicemails.
Yeah, I'd say leave
and
voicemails. for
letters.
kids.
That's like, you think that just goes with the Arrested Development kind of thing of like a child wanting
Well, I
to
mean, I
talk
don't
to his
think he was in
friends?
the letters. He was saying he wants to suck their dicks.
No,
I
no,
mean,
but he
I
was
mean,
like, I want you to, I can't wait to go on vacation again and maybe I
well,
can sleep over.
Mike, once you become a big celebrity like me, you're gonna realize that, and I say that obviously in jest. People send me letters all the time, and they love it if I send them something back. I'm just
love it. They
like it's just a
love it.
little thing, and I'm not saying that like I'm so famous, but people love it if you mail them something that's handwritten.
Of course.
It means so. Listen, you're right. I'm just saying it's different. You're Michael Jackson. You have fans, and you send a letter to them. That's like their prized possession.
Yeah.
So
they
they
just made up the fact that Michael wanted them to look at the Peter Pan cutout butt ass naked with their assholes out while he pleased himself. Do you think that just was like they both just had that and they both made it up?
Dude,
Because that's on the documentary. That's what they said. It
That
was
sounds
wild.
so fake. That's what Michael Jackson was to jack off when they put their ass on a Peter Pan. That doesn't even make sense, dude. Even for a pedophile, wouldn't even like that. He just want to look at their ass. He would say spread it open. He's not even involved in Peter Pan and all. That doesn't even make sense.
So your Louisiana's showing.
Louisiana, talk about that.
Peanut butter of a Peter Pan's butt. I mean, listen, Michael Jackson was probably
I'm delivered. I think Michael was innocent now.
I
You swayed me.
I'm gonna send you a documentary, and there's ones that are like 6 hours. There's ones that are more condensed. That are like
give me the condensed one.
1 hour. But there's and dude, Michael Jackson, and there's been tons of podcasts. I think there's like a clip of them talking about it on Joe Rogan. I forget, but you can look this up. Where Michael Jackson would have to rent out a Ralph's and would have actors so he could go shop at a grocery
feel
store
normal.
to just feel what that was like. Like you and I take it for granted. We go to the grocery store like, fuck this place. I gotta go buy we're all annoyed.
Yeah.
He had to rent it out because he wanted to feel that. So he's different. Like his mind, I hate to be like this. He's better than like he's he's just a higher artist than
And
we
he
are.
banged the shit out of chicks.
Yeah, and so listen, Michael Jackson's probably not perfect, but he's arguably the greatest artist of all time. I mean, definitely.
You love his music?
Dude, how could you? If anybody said I don't like Michael Jackson's music, what?
Yeah.
Your ears don't work. Like you don't have to like every song, but some of his songs are some of the greatest songs of all time. So you like listen to Thriller, you're like this song sucks. Like it's just you can't.
I've been listening to Liberian Girl.
Dude, and it's also conveniently died. Like we have to get into conspiracies. What is the song? They're against us. What is it called?
They don't care about us.
They don't care about us. Whatever. He said some stuff about a country in Israel that was unfavorable in that song.
Oh, that's why they came after him.
Well, that's what they say.
Okay, it's all coming
that's
together.
the Jewish
So
conspiracy.
he's the
Not that we
original
believe
Kanye.
it, but I'm
Michael
just
Ye.
saying, that's what they say. That's what they say is a lot of the people that maybe created. And I'm not saying this. I don't co-sign this. I just read this on internet websites.
It's just Michael Jackson's mouthpiece.
That maybe it was somebody from a country that he was talking out against created a propaganda campaign against him. But I'm not saying that. That sounds far-fetched to me. I disagree with that.
Okay. We have gone over a little bit. And I want to make sure that we get to this question if you have a story.
Yes.
So, do you have a story about something weird, creepy, something that in the moment was unexplainable and freaked you out?
I mean, I hate to I have to go back to this, and I don't want to get emotional, even though this has been such a great podcast. But for me, this is so weird. The reason why I have so many damn cats too is my mom passed away not that long ago.
Sorry.
It's terrible, but I inherited her cat, and there's sometimes, and it sounds crazy, and there's been times where like I see a woman, I'm like, God, that looks exactly like my mom. I don't know if you've ever lost a parent, but like I've heard actually other stories where people lost their family and I see like a stranger, like, God, that looks. Then you look closer, they look a little different. But so I've had that where I'm like, God, that woman's dressed like how my mom. Like, God, like that kind of looks like my mom. But there's just times where I can like hold her cat and I can feel her, like. But it's not like I'm just saying this like. It's like I know that she's there. But it's weird, you know? I mean, am I crazy? Like, I'm not, like, talking to her, but I can hold her. And it's not all the time. It's not all the time, but there's times where
What
I
do
can,
you feel? What do you feel?
I don't know. I just feel like I can, like, and sometimes I will talk. So I'm saying I'm not talking to her, but, like, I am talking. But, like, I'll, like, be holding her. I'll, like, ask for stuff. And then some good stuff will happen.
So before she passed away, did you believe that in the paranormal?
Yeah, listen, I am a nut job. I remember I said it yesterday. They looked at me like I was a psycho. For me, you guys might disagree with me. I think the biggest lie that they've done to humanity, and I know we got to wrap things up, is that they told us that everything came from nothing, that just two rocks smashed together, and then millions of years we just evolved from pond scum. If you really look into it, yes, animals can evolve. Birds with bigger beaks can, have babies and their birds' beaks are taller. Like there are micro evolutions, but the idea that one cell split and everything came from nothing, and that created the birds, that created the bees, that created the monkeys, and that created you and me, Mikey, like that just for me, even with 1 trillion years, I don't think nothing can become how beautiful life is. Like I just do not think that we're just some sort of accident. So I do think there's a creator. Now, some people believe in Jesus, some people believe in Muhammad, some people believe in Judaism. People have different ways of getting there. But I think there is a reason that there's so many religions because there is something more to this. There's another level to this game. Do we come back? Are we reincarnated? Maybe. Like sometimes I think maybe that could be it. But I just know that there is some sort of metaphysical thing that makes the sun, moon, and stars work, that holds it all together. So when you think about it like that, and then like me going back to the conspiracy theorists, like a lot of these like elites that like Marina Abramovich and stuff, they do these weird rituals. That black magic and voodoo, like that's real. Like it can do something. And it sounds like it'd be fake, but there's just more to it. It's not just an accident. It's like astrology sounds so goofy. And maybe this is because it's me, but I'm a Libra. And even before that, I try to be fair. I literally, and I don't do it just because I'm a Libra. I genuinely get kind of mad. And I know that the world's not fair, life's not fair, but I always try to be fair and when I do stuff.
Well balanced.
But it's not even that because I'm really unbalanced mentally, but I just want to be fair. I don't try to rip off people. I don't like getting ripped off. And I feel like I'm unbiased. I do a lot of debates and I moderate debates. I feel like even if I disagree with somebody, I will be unbiased. I do feel like so I think there's something to astrology. I think is it 100% accurate? No. Like is the occult and is the afterlife, like do I know exactly what happens? No, but I do think that there's more to it. Like I'm sure of it. I'm sure that there's more to this.
If you had to like put all your money on right now what happens when we die, what would you say?
If I had to bet, then whatever I bet on, it'd be the opposite because I lose every bet I make. So that's not a good judgment call. So if I bet on it, trust me, the Cowboys are going to lose if I bet on them. If I really had to guess, I kind of like I think that there is a heaven and hell, but I don't think it's just you just go straight to hell if you did bad. I think a bad person, I think there's probably some sort of purgatory that we go to. And that's another reason why I don't eat meat is because like the heaven they describe in the Bible, is that the same as a heaven? Like what is heaven? It's maybe just like the idea of heaven. Are the streets paved with gold? I don't know any of that, but I think how they describe in the Bible, they say that we live harmoniously with the animals. So like, I think there is like a, euphoric, harmonious place that we go to. And that even if you mess up here, that you can still get in. Like there's more levels to this. I don't know what they are, but I think we can all get into heaven. And even if you mess up here, I think there is a round 2 or whatever.
Have you read the book? I'm going to try. The Celestine Prophecy?
No. Well, what's the book about?
Trying.
Well, what's the book about? The Secret. I haven't read The Secret, but
Secret's stupid.
No,
nonsense.
The Secret is stupid. No, but there is something about like putting our energy towards something and like kind of like imagining it before it happens, like that. there is you kind of
Like manifesting.
You can kind of manifest something if you really like. It's like with comedy. Like if you really want to do it, you got to manifest. You got to go do clubs and stuff, but you also mentally have to manifest it, and that's kind of why there's so many delusional comics, because they've already done all the manifestation. They haven't done the hard
Without
work.
the work, yeah.
But you need both. You do have to manifest it, I believe, unless you just get totally lucky and.
Well, it puts you in that position, and then if you end up fortunate enough to get in that position, you're kind of ready.
Yeah, you're ready
Well,
for it.
that's
because
like
you
they say-
mentally
About
gone
it so
through it.
far, yeah.
It's like they say the definition of luck is like
Preparation
preparation meets
yeah.
opportunity. Yeah.
That's exactly what it
So
is.
which would be manifesting, really.
Yeah. So you do need to manifest stuff. Like
Yeah.
you do need to think about like what you want, and so that is.
Are you
important.
religious? What's your religion?
Well, I mean, I was actually baptized. I theoretically I would consider myself Christian, but my last name's Stein, and my grandfather was Jewish. Everybody calls me a Jew, and that's why they think I'm not talented. They just think that I'm part of the Jewish Illuminati. And you know what? If that was the case, I would own it. I would like the Jewish Illuminati to recruit me and help me get a Netflix special. But
We want you to pretend you like Michael Jackson.
I'll do it. Well, I'll
You're
defend
going
my.
to be a sleeper spy.
Well, what do you guys think I should? I've actually talked with this group, and where they send influencers to Israel, and they all expense paid, first class trip to Israel potentially.
You're walking on thin ice.
I know. As soon as I do that, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you work for Israel?
What are you going to ask people at the Weeping Wall? What are you going to?
I know. I'd have to get some sort of content. I don't know.
Was Michael innocent?
Yeah, I don't know. But like I
Gonna
said,
punch in the back of the head.
I'm always going to be a Jewish Illuminati, so it's hard, I don't care what religion you are if you're watching this at home, and I do think though there is a creator. Like that's what all the religions agree upon. Are there multiple
sure.
gods? I'm not saying that, but I feel like there is something more to all this.
I like it. On that note, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna do a quick round of plugs and get out of here. What would you like to plug, Alex?
Guys, it's Prime Time with Alex Stein on YouTube. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm doing a college tour this semester. I'm going all over the country, so follow me and find out those dates. And thank you guys for having me. Like I said, Gas Digital, first class place, awesome neighborhood. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
This guy's the man.
Figs.
At Comic Mike Figs. Check out, go on X. I'm putting free previews of my Patreon show there. I'm at the stand all the time. Mikey, what's the show? New York Comedy Club, we're there.
We are there this Thursday, February 20th, 10 p.m. show.
Yep, we'll be there. It's going to be wild. Check it out. At Comic Mike Figs.
You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982. Wherever you watch the show, you can also watch it live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And gasdigital.com. Use promo code TTI. You will get a discount on your subscription. You get access to every single episode of this show we've ever done, every episode of every show on the Gas Digital Network, Lewis and Zach Show, the SDR Show, Story Wars, Legion of Skanks. Every show on the network is all in your subscription, plus ad-free, uncensored. So all the bad words that were said here today, you get to hear all of them on Gas Digital. If you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, tell a friend, subscribe, leave a comment. Every little bit of interaction helps the show to grow. Take part in our YouTube premiere every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And me, Figs, Harrington usually hang out during the premiere. If you have a story to submit for bad dates, bad things, or scary things, send it into thethingispodcast@gmail.com to be featured on the show. Ash, who sent in a story last week, she sent in an update, which we will include on next week's episode. But thank you guys so much for sending. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Alex, for being on the show.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We'll be back next week. Bye, guys.